Hello everybody and welcome. We are very excited to welcome you today to the big summer Warhammer preview. My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and it is our delight to host this show.
Yeah, very exciting. We have a big preview today.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Warhammer. We've got stuff from all sorts of different settings, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, some Horus Heresy in the mix there as well. There's a little bit of something for everybody, it's fair to say.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's talk about how it's going to work a little bit. If you're new, maybe this is your first Warhammer preview you've joined in. We are your hosts, but we are not alone. We have the excellent Simon Grant sat over there in Question Corner. Simon, what are you doing today?
Hey folks, welcome to the show. I'm going to be fielding questions on behalf of Eddie and Adam.
Test. Ah, there we go. We have volume. For some reason my microphone wasn't detected. Good job, OBS. Hopefully I'm louder than the stream. I'm not a big fan of this kind of thing, because it usually feels very staged when they respond to things, but they're actually reading chat. That's nice.
We have a lot of content to cover off. We think we're going to be here for between an hour and 90 minutes.
An hour and 90 minutes? Damn, that's long for one of these.
Bear with us and we'll do our best. We're aware the chat is still filling up. There's people flooding in from around the world. So the first thing I'd like to do is throw a question out there, maybe get you involved, which is let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time and I always enjoy the answer. And while you start punching in your coordinates, not too specific.
Yeah, send in my home address.
Done any hobby lately?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Adam. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy hobby.
Very nice. You said you were going to.
I did, and I did. So I've got some white scars on my table at the moment. Got them all sprayed up, and I've started painting a jet bike.
Got some electro priests on here at the moment. Oh, my squeaky chair. Sorry.
Looking forward to getting.
Oh,
I've also got
hopefully that's not picked up by the microphone unless I'm speaking.
Space Wolf box. Like a lot of.
It's a lot easier to cut it out in post.
Space Wolf army as well.
Very, even as a dark
It's a
lovely.
Discord notification telling me my audio wasn't working.
How about yourself? Have been doing any
Well,
cool
I'm
Warhammer?
glad you asked. The short answer is yes. I bought myself some new a new kill team. I went for the Hernkin yesterday, and I'm going to have a crack at that. I've not really painted kill team stuff. I've always used things from my main army.
Fingers crossed the kill team stuff is the Death Watch I mentioned before.
We went to the Throne of Skulls with my good friend Damien O'Byrne, and we brought home a gold medal, which was super fun to play so many games of the Middle-earth Strategy Battle game together with so many lovely. Huge shout out! I met a.
That's a cool trophy. I'm not much of a Lord of the Rings guy, but that looks cool.
Hiking, backpacking around the mountains.
What an
somewhere
unexpected
in Spain.
journey!
Literally.
My mouth tracking is flickering at the moment. It's a bit bizarre.
Wherever you are. It was really fun. Thank you to all my opponents who played and then thought I wasn't such a horrible person to play against. Always nice. So, Si, where are people from?
Oh, all over the place. It's wonderful. So we've got folks from Australia, Canada, USA, Spain, pretty much all over the globe. Someone's claiming they're even from Caliban. I'm not sure the truth of that one.
Only the very best among us.
I don't know why YouTube defaults the chat I can see in OBS to top chat. I just want to see the live chat, thanks. My channel isn't that big.
About 90 minutes worth of like wall-to-wall Warhammer content in this big summer Warhammer preview. We should probably look to begin.
Yeah, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Right. So,
Show us the stuff.
Raph, punch the first video.
So just before we go in, the new guy, he's a little bit peculiar, but just bear with, okay?
Okay, cool.
This is quite bizarre because technically the video is on my right, but my avatar, it looks more normal if I'm looking to the left. Ooh, new Votan, straight in. Not, he looks cool. Another transport? That's quite a lot of stuff. Damn. Is he wearing like parts of a Tyranid? What is that? That's nice. I like that.
Just two little dudes on a road trip.
What an incredible set of reveals for
I have to see what some of my friends are saying.
Yeah, so this is the largest release for the Leagues of Votan since the initial release of the army. This is a huge expansion, all in plastic for that force. There is new
Votan definitely need the new stuff, so this is very nice for them.
Characters to add into the army. There's some new vehicles, all sorts of stuff. So there's the kind of shot of the full army there, but let's take a closer look at some of the specific models, specific units being added into the force. We'll start with evaluator.
Yes, we evaluate things with a laser.
Not afraid of developing technology and expanding their understanding, and so
The helmet looks cool, although the wacky scientist head is quite good too.
From the ordinary kin member of the science guilds that are responsible for new technologies, and he brings to battle an experimental weapon in the sort of closing phases of development. This is a transmatter inverter.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's got 4 fire modes, and on the highest one, it literally triggers lethal atomic transformations. What that means is death.
Yeah, so he's taken out his new experimental weapon basically to the battlefield.
It's quite blocky for a weapon, isn't it?
To melt Space Marines tanks.
Well, I suppose it's kind of on brand for Votann. Their tanks are quite chunky too.
Pretty much yes to all of the above. He's not part of the official sort of Leagues of Votann military hierarchy, so he doesn't join your units necessarily, but he kind of hangs around in your army next to them, and he's got kind of lone operative ability if he's near your infantry, that sort of thing.
So he's like a tech priest?
Characterful little model to add into your Leagues of Votann force, and a nice way of kind of showing the some of the kind of lore and culture of the army as well, of the Leagues of Votann.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a glimpse behind the sort of the curtain, isn't it? And you can see some really cool things that sort of key into that. He's got these optics on his weapon. You can almost imagine sort of recording the data from
Interesting.
Very cool head as well, kind of mad scientist vibe going on.
That's exactly what I said. Get out of my head.
Different head that you can have, which is helmeted, or if you just fancy some health and safety protocols, then that's the way to go. Next up, my absolute standout favourite. This is the thing that made me march into war.
Oh, that's great. Very arcane looking.
Leagues of Votann models for myself. The Memnir Strategist. He is an Ironkin. Those of you who are fans of the League of Votann will understand that the Ironkin are
abominable intelligences.
Well, not in their mind, but they're artificial intelligences which they hold an equal position within Votann society. There's a CU unit inside of each of them.
So those of you that have messed with like AdMech stuff before, those little tubes are going to snap. Like you're going to pick it up at some point and it's going to fall off. It looks cool though, so I can't be that mad. I might look at some kit bashes of this thing. This looks cool.
CU unit. So he is the combined intelligence of multiple Ironkin, essentially, and he uses that to enormous effect in terms of strategy and tactics on the battlefield, directing the efforts of the kin around him. It keys into a rule as well, which is known as...
How does it work being multiple different Ironkin? Like, are they treated as separate entities? Like, what happens when you put 2 AIs together? It just becomes 1 AI, right?
Also got some spare arms on the front.
Science.
Holding onto his little data pad, he's tapping away on there, giving orders to all the various kin and leaders.
I'm not painting that pad that detailed. Good lord.
He's used to sort of hold in his contemplative states, which is the exact pose that I have when I'm considering my movement phase in Warhammer 40,000.
And if you want to dazzle your friends with some knowledge, the array he's got on his back is called a cognitar mantle, and that's where he gets like his extra brain power.
I want to know what he does though.
Sensational.
This feels like the kind of character that would give you a redeploy.
These are a new unit of Ironkin. They are called the Steeljacks. 2 types of metal in one name. Eddie.
These are very tall.
Yeah, so this is the Ironkin Steeljacks. They are a specialist kind of more warrior type of Ironkin. A lot of the Ironkin are fairly sort of...
The proportions are so strange on these.
Yeah, their
default state is a sort of friendly, affable helpers for the Leagues of Votann for the kin. These are a much more warlike programming, so they march out actively into battle seeking conflict. They are in very large suits of armor, so they stand kind of almost twice the height of a kin or a League of Votann.
I'd be interested to see what the data sheet's like. Is this a vehicle or is this like an infantry unit? It's quite tall.
Out in a variety of different ways. You can either go,
which is weird to say considering this is Votann. Give them some tall boys.
Percussion fists and bolt guns, or you can go with a ranged option. In game terms, they work a little bit like Wraithguard, I suppose, is the closest approximate. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Unit, quite powerful.
That gun's quite big.
Like moving on to an objective and trying to hold on to.
I'm sure that punches quite hard.
Fighting off enemy counterattacks, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in real terms, heavily armed, heavily armored, extremely dangerous unit. You can see the leader in the squad as you looked at these pictures by the Primarch crest, which sort of rises above his head. There we are in the background. He's got a plasma sword. Guy on the front's got a concussion fist. Great new addition to the Leagues of Votann army, I think it's fair to say. We're not done. There's more. The Chthonian Earthshaker.
That's going to be an indirect weapon. I had mixed feelings. It looks cool. It looks really cool. But I don't know if I want to play against it.
Artillery, in that rather than lobbing a shot high above the enemy, they fire those mole shells that you can see down at the bottom deep into the ground. They burrow in on the enemy and emerge in a trench.
Oh, but they have a token. Oh, so is this like a biovore situation, maybe? It's like a mine.
Dire armor in their own right as well, so you can see the kin there working with the Ironkin, loading up the artillery. You can see one of them there with his little scanner almost directing the mole as it kind of buries underground towards the enemy fortifications. Obviously, it's a powerful piece in game. You've got all sorts of nice kind of ways that this will bolster your Leagues of Votann force, which at the moment maybe doesn't have a huge amount of very long range artillery. And yeah, I think it's a great kit, really.
Okay, so I guess it's just a bigger mole launcher, but it's cool.
We have the Capricus. So the Capricus is one of those kits that makes two things. You can see here the Capricus Defender. We'll show you the Capricus Carrier in a minute. Essentially, it is
my avatar's face twitches when I take a drink of my drink.
Or it's a transport. They've got so this is the carrier. So it's a smaller gun. It's got less other weapons on it, and you can see the stowage bag.
So does this mean the Votann have 4 transports now, 3 of which are dedicated? If this has 2 variants that are both transports, because you'd have this, the other variant of this, I forget what it's called, and the Land Fortress. They can all carry troops. That's a lot of transport.
One of your units can split into 2 groups of 5. 5 of them can ride around in one of these. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can.
Okay, so it's a mini transport like the other one. I can split the unit. That's handy.
You can choose between either having the transport option, or you can just have all the guns and have a fast-moving fire support unit.
Okay, so the other one's not a transport. That's good.
There's some really lovely little touches on this. The stowage bags are really nice at the back. I like that you can build this with 2 Ironkin as well. So if you want an Ironkin pilot and an Ironkin gunner, you can build them like that. Fans of Ironkin generally, there is a lot of Ironkin in this
quite well
Leagues of Votann release.
Absolutely so. There's also a new combat patrol for the Leagues of Votann on the way. We're all familiar with combat patrols.
I mean, it doesn't look like a bad combat patrol, but it has none of the new models in it.
Way to start an army, or to bolster an army if you've already got one. This one really focuses on those sort of kin bands that make up the mainstay of the force. You've got the Thunderers in the background, the Half Guard.
Probably be a good discount box if you want the models, though. That's usually good.
Yeah, this is really.
It looks like one you could buy multiples of as well, which is a nice bonus if you wanted more than one.
Yeah, there's no wastage.
So it's all good stuff. A couple of boxes of these, and then a couple of the new units, and you've got an army.
You're
basically.
away. Yeah, absolutely so. Now.
Oh, he looks. Oh, it's a named character.
Opinion I expected the main event of this release. This is Bury Agneson.
Bury Agneson. That is definitely a Tyranid.
Leagues of Votann clan, which has been consumed by the encroaching Tyranid menace. He is known as the Thrice Devoured. A Tyranid.
Thrice Devoured.
This guy. But that wasn't enough to keep him down. He clawed his way out of its gullet, climbed his way back out to safety 3 times, apparently.
Yep.
And now goes across the galaxy, across the kin warbands as a roving Tyranid killing specialist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm guessing some kind of anti-monster weapon, probably low up.
Elite combat unit.
Very cool model, though.
He's equipped with that Dark Star glaive, which you see there, which is called Bane. He's pure violence in melee form.
I think you're going to get a lot of this guy in armies because his rules are very good. He is he's got a great combat stat line, but he's also a lone operative. So you can imagine this guy advancing either on his own or alongside, kind of behind your forces, and swooping in on the big enemy monsters and stuff that get forward to threaten your battle line.
Yeah, and his lore really comes into it. So he's a member of, well, he's the only member now of an organization
called the squeaky chair,
which is one of the Leagues of Votann. Literally wiped out down to the very last kin, which is this guy. And so he's so bitter, his whole life is devoted now to just hunting down the Tyranid menace and supporting other leagues to stop the same thing happening to them. And you see that played out on his model. He's got this sort of belt buckle, which very much looks like he's sort of taken some affectations from the Tyranids. He's got what looks like, we've been having quite a discussion about this, a Tyranid Prime sort of cadaver.
I think it's a Tyranid
head.
Prime that he's got over the top of his head. Yeah. There's a nice little nod in this model as well to there's like the idea at some point that the squats were eaten by the Tyranids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this guy kind of goes, well, yeah, they were eaten by the Tyranids, but also they clawed their way out again. So there is a little bit of truth to that sort of that outdated understanding maybe of what happened to that faction.
That's cool cover art.
All this obviously will be supported with Codex Leagues of Votann and all new Codex for Warhammer 40,000, which contains. I've had quite a while to read this week. It's just full of spankingly good lore. It's got great.
Is it though?
Art. It explains all
the last few have been quite short on lore, so hopefully that's actually true.
To go into in any real detail here, but a thing to cover would be those yield points, which is the sort of army-wide worldwide mechanic which underpins them.
Absolutely, yeah. So yield points effectively changes the way your army works over the course of the game, and it works in the way that the Leagues of Votann approach acquisition effectively. So early on in
Right.
the game, when you haven't got very many yield points, you're getting bonuses for attacking enemy units on objectives for the most part across your army. And then later on, once you've acquired yield points, you get bonuses for having your own units on objectives. So they get better at defending them, better bonuses for their own defense, that sort of thing.
Interesting.
It encourages you to play in that very sort of acquisition-focused way that the Leagues of Votann work.
And it's a really great mechanic, right? Because it's exactly how you win games of Warhammer 40,000. Early on, you kick people off objectives. Later on, you hold on to the objectives. So
and some of the new units that we've shown and some of the units that already exist in the Votann army now have rules that key into that. For example, the Memnir strategist just lets you increase or decrease your yield score by 1 each turn.
Yeah.
So really
Interesting. So it's like a point manipulation system, sort of like Coterie the Conceited from Emperor's Children, but more up and down rather than just up.
So we've got some in front of us. We're very lucky to be allowed to put our paws on the heavy metal miniatures. So there'll be a bit of sort of scale comparison here, but here you can see this is the Arcanist, and then you've got the Memnir.
They're so small.
Votann sized. So any kin is about the same sort of proportion as those. And here you can see just how sort of much bigger the Steeljacks are.
So the Steeljacks are like Space Marine size-ish, maybe slightly taller.
Yeah, they're about the same size as a Wraith Guard. It's kind of in that.
Oh, same size as a Wraith Guard. Okay.
Medium heavy infantry. This is the new artillery piece. It's maybe not like as big as something like an Imperial Guard tank or something like that, but compact, mobile, that sort of thing, fitting in with the aesthetic of the rest of the Leagues of Votann. You can sort of imagine it starting life as a piece of mining equipment, and they've sort of evolved it into a weapon.
You can definitely see sort of some of those origins. I just want to draw some attention to some of the super cool bits on it. This guy here, you can see over his shoulder, he's got like a data slate. You've got this sort of, I don't know, like loading hatch that you can model open or closed. On this side, you've got a case which has more of the shells. You get spare shells to put on their own bases.
That's cool.
It's just a really thoughtfully designed and very exciting kit. So we should show more though, because this is by no means the end of it.
Absolutely.
Show us the truck.
The Capricus here. So
Yeah.
some space on the table so we can have a look at this guy. So this is your new vehicle. This is the Defender pattern.
It's apparently Thursday according to the size of this transport.
Not quite enough space for transport on this one, but there is one which is a transport vehicle. But I really like the Ironkin on this. Is actually
he's got like a tiny little chair.
He's quite small, yeah, because they wouldn't.
It's quite an empty back for something that can't transport people.
In there, so they've given them a little tiny Ironkin, actually perfectly designed for the role.
Absolutely, and I guess the star of the show himself in many ways.
He is.
Agnir.
So the thrice devoured there. So he's still kind of kin-sized, but you can have a look on this model here that so much of him is now bionic, right? So he's been chewed up and
fingers that do it.
Yeah, chewed up and spat out so many times that like his bits of his arms, most of his face, perhaps a kind of unspecified amount of his body has probably been dissolved by horrible Tyranid bioacid in their stomach and things. But he's still kicking. And it also shows how durable the kin are, right? So they're specially designed by their Votann to be durable, to endure kind of the most hostile conditions, and he's a good example of how that's kind of manifesting.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? I think we've covered the League pretty thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Before we move on, we're going to go to the Old World next. A couple of sort of housekeeping bits. The first one would be, we're going to return to the 41st Millennium at the end of the preview. So, particularly if you like Kill Team, but also there's some other things for other factions as well. Do hang around if you like Warhammer 40.
So not just Kill Team. Interesting.
Lots of the people who mentioned that they were joining us from around the world, you can interact with our social teams. We have sort of international social teams that manage our various sort of social media places. Here they are. If you want to sort of get involved in the conversation in the language which suits you, go knock yourself out. They're really lovely people. They're really engaged and want to, sort of make sure that you get to hear about Warhammer in the language that suits you. So, and if you speak English or you're willing to take a pot shot at it, these are our socials as well. So please come and join the conversation.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Yep.
Right. Time for a little bit of Warhammer the Old World.
Yeah, let's do it.
So first up, we have brand new units for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic kit that makes the Royal Heralds. The easiest way to describe these is that you have a
This looks neat.
and you have a
Very
hero
royal footwear on it.
You can call it a Tomb Prince or a Tomb King. I think it's up to you. You You get a battle standard, which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard, stick it on the horse guy. If you fancy him like standing around in one of your big regiments of skeleton warriors or tomb guard, then go for the on foot version. There's some options in terms of head things as well. Battle standard bearers are key to Warhammer armies. If you play the old world, you'll know.
That is a good banner. That will break though if you're not careful.
Both the paint scheme and the model itself are very cool. As you say, this is multi-part as well, so you can swap and change if you want the faster one. If you've got lots of chariots or something in your army, you can mix them in. I would imagine there's a fair bit of customizability between this kit and some of the other Tomb Kingy bits as well.
Yes, yeah, not just within this kit itself, but also I think things like the Tomb Guard, for example. So this isn't the only new plastic kit coming for the Tomb Kings of Khemri.
They have more than one old world kit? Wow.
Fundamental to the workings, literally, of the Tomb Kings.
Yeah, you absolutely need Lich Priests in your army if you've got a Tomb Kings army. Your army only woke up because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic flowing that keeps your army marching forward. Again, this is a multi-part kit. There's some lovely options on these. You can see they're perhaps a little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri, but they're still very definitely desiccated. Definitely spent far too long in the desert inside a pyramid.
So is this 2 models or is it 2 options, like horse or no horse? Because they both look very similar.
So thanks for bringing that back. It's a really lovely image of these sort of animated creatures that have sort of come alive through the magic of the rituals.
I think you were saying as well that looks like it's right out of a piece of Warhammer art.
Yeah, the mounted guy in particular, I think they're both exquisite, but the mounted guy, from sort of the perfect angle, he just looks like the artwork, and I mean that as the highest possible compliment. Tomb King veterans might be wondering if that's extra armor on the skeletal steed. It certainly is. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But yes, you can have a barded skeletal steed.
I'll wait for Necromunda to blow everyone out of the water again, as they always do.
I guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new arcane journal, The War of Cetra's Fury. Cetra, the imperishable,
Neat art.
Very angry. His lands have been defiled. He feels like he owns everything, and he is launching a.
It was very faded. I guess that's kind of by design.
Sort of border region between the Empire and Britain.
It looks like a piece of scripture painting.
It's also inhabited by some dwarfs, and you've got sort of dispossessed barons and nobles from both the Empire and Britannia, and so they are forced to rally in defence of a full-scale invasion of the undead from Khemri. There are rules for sort of allied forces, playing smaller games in like a timely and interesting fashion. It's just packed, and it's a really cool way of looking at the lore of the old world and how they're sort of explaining the things that took place in this particular part of the Warhammer timeline.
Yeah, it's great to get some new lore for the old world as well. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The team diving into the opportunities that the world allows them to have.
And see what I mean about the artwork, right? Sort of the guy in the centre, like it just in this piece, it really just screams the imagery that we saw before. I love it.
Yeah, it is the same pose.
Which is equally exciting, just happens at the other side, quite literally, of the region in the old world known as the old world. This is Dawn of the Storm Dragon, and it features bold strategic.
So is this like another Codex style thing?
Lady pictured in the centre. She's one of the children of the Dragon Emperor, and she learns of the Chaos Invasion, which is happening in the north, and is concerned that it's going to gain too much traction, so loads ships full of Grand Cathayan soldiers and sails to the Empire, sets up an enclave, and helps to try and stymie this Chaos Invasion. In real terms, that's A, a cool story, and B, there's rules in there for all sorts of things, including the opportunity to have an allied force of Grand Cathay and the Empire of Man.
Oh boy, ally rules. Games Watch was famously good at those ones.
And I think this is sort of great example of the really sort of bold and exciting things that the studio team responsible for the old world are doing.
I wonder if they're going to end the stream with like a Arcs of Omen style announcement heading into sort of autumn months, or if that'll be later in the year.
We should throw over to Question Corner and see if Simon's got any questions for us.
What have you got for us, Simon?
Loads and loads of questions. I think the majority of them are focusing on the Leagues of Votann. There's loads of shiny new toys coming out there, of course. So the first one is actually about the Judgment tokens. Are they still a thing? Obviously, we've got the yield rules, but what about the Judgment tokens?
So the focus in terms of the arming mechanic is those yield points that we've talked about before. It's always good when we get a question which is like, can you tell me the really grainy, like granular rules things? Because the answer is no. We've got 90 minutes to rail through as much stuff as we can, as fast as we can. We'll cover way more detail about Votann rules and mechanics and all those things as we lead towards it. But you're in for some subtle changes in the way the Leagues of Votann work, and it's quite exciting.
Cool. We've got
Cool.
another one which were
That'd be good.
the funky drill shell tokens on the Chthonian Earthshaker. What do they represent?
So I do have a really short and candid answer for that. You saw them on the little base beside. The kit comes designed for you to have 2 of those. Mine, if I remember correctly, and don't like sue me internet if I get it wrong, you put them down alongside the Earthshaker when you deploy, and you can remove one from the game to give yourself rerolls on wound rolls as you're playing. So
So indirect with wound rerolls.
Represents something and you take it off and you spend it.
Yeah, so the unit is sort of set up so that they have some specialist shells. So that'd be like representing the unit being like, right, we're going to use one of the big ones now. This is the important shot.
Perfect.
Probably got time for one more. So let's go with how many models can the Capricus carrier transport?
Great question.
It carries 5. So it works a little bit like some of the other Leagues of Votan transports, where you take a unit of, usually come in 10s, you split the unit in half. So 5 of them can go in that. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can carry both the units round in those, or you can leave 5 of them back on your baseline and deploy them elsewhere.
Grand, that's good.
Nice one. Thank you. So we'll draw a curtain on the old world, but we will go to the mortal realms instead. There's some exciting things for us to talk about here. And let's start with a new battle tome for Death, the Death Grand Alliance. These are the Flesh Eater Courts. Many of you will be familiar with them. These are the like foul and abominable cannibal monstrosities who unfortunately have delusions, quite literally, of being noble and elegant and chivalric, and the truth couldn't be sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely imagine that they are in service to some grand king on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect. Lots of new ways to use your army, new magic abilities, new enhancements, changes to some of the way the war scrolls work. So lots of exciting stuff. And perhaps most excitingly, there is a new miniature on the way to accompany them, which is the High Falconer Felgrin. So much like the rest of the Flesh Eater Courts, this guy is under an illusion. His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of noble and wise avian creatures, where in fact he is in charge of a swarm of rabid bats. The model is very characterful. Like, he's got
That's a cool model.
Weird, crazy hat. He's got
You can
A
see
bit wacky.
almost like the vestiges of that nobility that you were just referring to.
Is he grabbing a bat, or is he holding a bat?
Style hat on,
Yep.
and the tattered robes of a person that might be performing that duty, but he's also got guts hanging off.
It's
the
a
trees
very
as well.
fun. It's a very fun miniature. I think in the spinning shot, maybe you can just picture it. But there is a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that represents something in the game, where he sends one of his falcons off to spy an enemy unit, and that can give you bonuses in games, basically. So these are the kind of spies, the eyes and ears of the Flesh Eater Courts. And if he direct it to an enemy unit, it can give your squires, your kind of ghouls, bonuses against that enemy unit. You can do things like take away their ward save and get better at killing them, basically. So a very useful unit to have in your game, and a very characterful model for your army.
Nice. There's also accompanying this release for the Flesh Eater Courts, the Charnel Watch. This is a new spearhead.
I have no idea if this is a good or bad spearhead.
Or
Someone tell me.
use this to bulk out, or maybe you can use this to bulk out your existing Flesh Eater
Cool models, though.
army. This is a fast-moving, hard-hitting, infantry-focused spearhead. It's got models that you'll be very familiar with, and the way that they synergize within this game, within Spearhead, is really fun. Expect sort of lightning assaults, and then using monstrous-sized infantry to sweep the enemy away.
Yeah. Also a great start to a larger Age of Sigmar
absolutely.
army for Flesh Eater Courts. It combos really nicely with the existing Flesh Eater Courts spearhead. So if
Yeah.
you've got that already, you can add this in, and you've basically got most of an army. Some really good stuff. A couple of the cannibal monkeys in there as well, which
It's what
always
everybody
a
needs,
winner.
right?
Who doesn't love that?
There's another battle tome for the sort of Death faction, which is the Nighthaunt. Here we have Death Battle Tome Nighthaunt. They're a very popular, iconic faction within the Mortal Realms. They sort of had their place within the second edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and they've really sort of cemented their spot as sort of beloved. This book is like ram-packed with the lore that explains them all, as well as all of the war scrolls and information that you would need. I was talking to an avid Nighthaunt player about this yesterday, who was super.
I don't have too much to say about this. The new stuff for Age of Sigmar always looks good, but I don't know many people in my sort of friend group that play it.
Excited to try those in games.
Yeah, there's some significant defensive buffs for the Nighthaunt, certainly, with this battle tome. Generally speaking, you're finding that the units have a bit more health. The way that their
Oh, they're making them more durable.
Works as
Okay.
a little bit. So generally, their normal saves are a little bit worse, but you can now bolster them with things like all-out defense, and their ward saves are across the board a 5 up or better, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, perfect. But let's get on to the model, which is brand new coming out with this.
Oh, that's so funky. I love it.
Like, this is a very disturbing creature. In life, it was something like
It's like pouring out like a vial of souls or something.
Yeah, fake potions and curatives who deceives people and sort of let them down or led them to ruin. And Nagash is able to claim his soul because of his sort of malpractices, evil deeds.
Hopefully it's not being picked up by running of water outside.
Formed him into this horrific Lord Vitriolic with like backward jointed arms on top of his spine. He's horrible, but really fun in the game.
Yeah, so he's got some very fun rules. So basically, you can see his rack of potions on his back there. And the way that manifests in games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units.
That's quite cool.
On how you do that, you can either just chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them, or you can concoct a very specific potion to do a specific job. And the effects of those can range from things like doing harm to the enemy unit, taking away some of their advantages.
So why would you take the random one then? Is there a benefit to taking a random one?
It's a really good little problem-solving unit. So you can go, right, what enemy am I facing? What I'd really like against this is this specific bonus or this specific debuff to that enemy unit.
I might turn down
So
stream audio a little bit in case I'm too quiet next to it.
Absolutely. And as with the Flesh Eater Courts, there is a new spearhead for the Nighthaunt. This is the Cursed Shackle Horde.
Again, I don't know whether or not this is a good spearhead box.
All the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded with everything.
Someone's going to have to tell me.
Either kickstart an army, reinforce an army, or play games of Spearhead.
Yeah,
I've heard Spearhead's a pretty good format though, so I do need to try it at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things were cool, but there's a lot of people here who have been holding onto their hats really patiently, hoping that we maybe, show them something they've never ever seen before.
Yeah, show us the new thing.
Oh, why don't we start with this?
Oh, the hats. Okay. Ooh. Chaos Dwarves? Very nice. I know a lot of people were very excited for this. The chat spamming Hashut. I assume that's a lore thing. I don't understand the reference.
What an incredible reveal. Eddie, I know you're super excited.
I am very excited.
It was quite abrupt, but...
this might be my new Age of Sigmar army. These are the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These are effectively the reincarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept.
Right. That makes sense.
Entirely redesigned and brand.
That walk was pretty sick.
Coming out first in an army set, arriving alongside its new battle tome. The army set.
There's not a ton of models for an army set, though I suppose you do get two quite large ones.
These models are phenomenally cool. The rules are great, the lore is great.
My model's face when I take a drink is so funny.
The miniatures.
I think the first thing I want to say is let's talk about like why they are these. When the time of chaos happened in the mortal realms, the Duardin, they retreated. They survived in their holds, or they took to the skies, or whatever. But
not these guys.
But not so the Zardron, the Chaos Duardin, who would become known as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They instead turned to Hashut, an ancient and terrible Duardin deity who taught them the ways of hellsmithing. Yeah. So
that's cool.
And their whole culture is based around.
There's not like too much to go off on the aesthetic here because it only really looks like 3 or 4 kits total. So there's 2 large ones. Oh, here we go.
These are the infernal cohort with Hashutite spears.
There's a little surf in the corner. That's so cool.
They are the core unit for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They are an elite combat unit straight off the bat. These are very dangerous Duardin indeed. And the person
Interesting.
Those Hashutite spears, each of them's got like a glowing orb in it that contains imprisoned, ground down, reconstituted demon essence, because that's how they roll.
So the demon legions that invaded the various Duardin holds during the Age of Chaos, some of them took over the holds, but where the Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those demon legions and decided to weaponize them into a fuel to power their war machines, their weapons, and their technology. So that green glow, as you say, is ground up demon juice that is powering
demon juice.
Yeah, it's so cool. Things to talk about within this unit. Obviously, you've got like a unit champion. You see, you've got a musician, which is like this weird combination of the bare-chested Duardin and a Hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously
Oh, I see. Like you think you put him next to him in the picture, so you could actually tell that. But
this kit makes two different types of unit, and so here you have them with Hasher type blades, basically shorter ways of killing people. They have different profiles within the game.
so there's two different weapons. Neat.
The spears generally are your slightly more defensive thing, so you get bonuses against enemy that's charging you, against cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get bonuses for fighting into enemy infantry and taking the fight to the enemy. But both effectively heavily armored elite.
That's interesting. When I look at like 40k stuff that tends to have lances to be more offensive stuff, which tends to be spears and those kinds of things.
Culture, which is that's a ziggurat in the middle of that banner, right? With the bullfathers.
There's like a what?
They live in ziggurat.
That lava effect on the left is pretty cool. That's well done.
As if by magic, here is the war despot.
I thought you planned the whole thing.
This is my favourite model within this.
He's so short.
It might be my.
This is really the day of dwarves, isn't it? First Votan and then Chaos Dwarves. A lot of dwarves.
Carrying an enormous warglaive, which is glowing. See the runes at the top glowing with this sort of eldritch power. The war despots, they have to rule through a mixture of sort of violence and also through just ensuring that everybody around them knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of the Hellsmiths. So they are dominant figures.
Yeah, like any Duardin, they
That's a nasty nose.
The loyalty of their followers, unless they were able to lead from the front, basically. So they're not cowardly, but they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their armies into battle proudly, but certainly not go for a fair fight.
And their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They
Yeah, it makes sense for a Chaos faction.
They give nothing back. If they don't want it, they destroy it. They are like cruel in the extreme because that's how they survived the time of chaos.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's
no. There's no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An interesting sub point. They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down and created like order from chaos. But in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Also within this spearhead is just this incredible centerpiece model, the dominator.
That's cool.
It's another kit that makes two things. So here you can see the immolation cannons. This is a enormous metal creation which is animated and powered by this demon energy roiling inside it. Have a look at the sort of brazier in its belly. You can see the demonic eyes peering out.
I like these.
The demonic souls within a torch.
I love the
I'm sure someone will take one of these and turn it into like a some kind of dreadnought proxy. Feel like a chaos army.
Incredibly cool miniature, which I think.
Or Demon's Player might take it if they like Vashtor. Feels very Vashtor.
I think once this goes out into the wild and you're
going to see incredible interpretation.
Yeah, 1,000 painters painted this. It's going to be amazing. I can imagine this in
Mechanical demon thing.
In game, this thing is an absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save, armor save, which in Age of Sigmar is almost unheard of.
Oh, a 2-up save in AOS. Wow.
Really hard. The combat version can
That's rare.
Entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of the stuff in the Hellsmith army, their kind of army mechanic allows you to harness a demon power on specific units, so you can bolster the power of it. And on these, it's particularly devastating.
Fantastic. And we're still not done. Also within the spearhead, you'll find this. This is the Tormentor Bombard. The Chaos Dwarfs of old, if you cast your mind back, if you're old enough like me, to the world that was, the Chaos Dwarfs were renowned for devastating artillery, particularly that lobbed things far across the battlefield. And
it has a similar shape to that one really old tank-looking thing that the humans slash dwarf slash wizard faction has. I forget what they're called though. Is it Cities of Sigmar?
The war machine you use if you're being advanced on by multiple enemy units. So you can fire at a single enemy unit and the units nearby also take damage. That's how devastating this is. Very long range. I think it shoots 30 inches, which again is very good in Age of Sigmar. I think the Hellsmiths of Hashut, between this and some of their other units, have claimed to being one of the most devastating shooting armies in the Mortal Realms.
Well, let's talk a bit more about that, because I think we have the Death Shrieker rocket battery. Brilliant for just like blowing up the enemy's big impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is a monster killer, right? So where your other war machine is the thing to take out blocks of enemy.
Are those rockets? Jesus Christ.
This is your. They have one big monster that I want to be dead. You can fire this at them, and this with a fair, with decent rolls, will take out a monster in a single volley.
You're
which
firing
is pretty good.
essentially a demon energy imbued bolt the size of 2 Dwarden, stood sort of head to toe. Yeah, it's grim. This launch set also includes a battle tome. It also includes all of the war scroll cards that you would want to have with your collection. It's the perfect jumping on point.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not too sure about the rockets, but the other one looks quite nice.
But that's not it.
But that's not it.
Show us the kill team stuff.
Show you some more.
Wait. Oh, there's more from the same faction. Wow, that's a big release for Chaos Dwarves.
If the launch box wasn't awesome enough, they will be followed shortly thereafter with all of those incredible models that you just saw, rounding out the force into a really substantial and impressive Warhammer Age of Sigmar army.
Yeah, immediately out of the gate.
Yeah, it's a pretty big release. It's nice to have multiple large things in a new army. It looks a lot better than like the Emperor's Children release.
Bull Centaurs have been part of Warhammer for I think almost 35 years.
I remember being charged by the.
Yes.
Those are cool.
Like 13 or
in their classic red with green bases back it was in the day, but this is a heavy cavalry unit. They are
basically 2 maces
down enemy forces and crushing them under their hooves. They hit very hard. They're well armored. These are the sort of manifestation of the power of Hashut in kind of form. The Duardin here have kind of warped to be more alike to their.
I like this little beard-looking things with the ornamentation. Those look nice.
Earlier, I thought was really striking, which is Hashut's whole thing is like trampling the mortal realms underfoot.
Yeah.
Right? He's the Duardin gods sort of inherited a different realm, and he gets stuck with the realm.
So there's loads of really great lore in the new battle tome, and one of the things that comes out is the idea that there were the ancestor gods of the Duardin, and Hashut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon, and he was given the realm of beasts, and he sort of felt that was almost like an insult, right? Like, I don't want the realm of beasts. So rather than trying to kind of be harmonious with it, he decided to just trample it flat. So all of his incarnation of beast power is in the form of trampling, in the form of kind of harnessing and subjugating nature.
Yeah, so let's look at
another
sort of variation that this kit enables.
The anointed. So we removed their shirts and it's a different kit.
Devoted towards the Hellsmiths.
The helmets look cool though.
Holy places, whatever a holy place for the Bull Father Hashut might look like. So they're much more defensive than the other Bull Centaurs.
Looks like a long base. I'm curious how big that is.
No means a passive unit. They're just really great at counter punching. And when you consider how much of the force might be standing back and raining death on the enemy, very useful in their own right. You also get like a little interesting nod to that Hashutite culture, sort of breathed into it through these.
Yeah, I love those miniatures. They might be my favourite in the range, those particular sculpts.
They're like, guys, freehand these black markings. Nothing will go wrong when you paint over the skin. You definitely won't have to redo it.
We'll see. So here's some variations, but we have the Infernal Razors. Now, these have got blunderbusses. And if you are long enough in the beard, you might remember Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses from yesteryear.
Ah, yes. I cast gun.
Terror of Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, I think.
Yeah, it was diabolical. And these are a very dangerous shooting unit in their own right. Again, they're harnessing that sort of...
Probably not very long range, given it's AOS, but I'm sure that's fine.
Here. And the kit makes 2 options. So you have those and you have the flame hurlers, which, I mean, they hurl flames. There's not much
that weapon looks cool.
Required.
Yeah, 2 really powerful units. The blunderbusses...
I don't really play this game, so I don't really have too much to add on these, but the models look cool. There's a lot of them. Show us the big one, the one they showed in the teaser a second ago. That looks really cool.
So even if the enemy manages to reach you, you can still sort of set them on fire. But the thing that really makes them is that through the army rules...
The little head ornamentations look quite cool.
Basically increase the rend on the guns. You can get these things up to rend 3, doing multiple damage, which is absolutely horrific. So if the enemy is like charging your you know,
That's quite high rent for AOS.
and you get like a decent round of shooting against it, you can wipe out things like heavy cavalry and whole units of armored infantry and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they are very, very good.
Yeah. Now everything we've shown you really is quite elite and high value.
Get ready for the other end of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spectrum.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the the wheels of the enemy?
There's a chaff unit too. Good lord!
There is a genial relationship between the Hellsmiths.
Imagine if they did this kind of release for like Grey Knights or something. They would have been so happy. They'd be so sad now.
And desecrating the world.
Some of these might actually be taller than the new Grey Knights.
Like a vassal state within the Zardron.
New. Air quotes.
For better weapons than they could like forage for themselves. They get to join.
Any of you guys in chat, what do you think? Any of you play AOS here?
They are faster than the Hellsmiths and they can scout, right?
They absolutely can. So the way these guys are going to fit into your army, most of your force is going to be very good at shooting, but relatively slow. So you're going to be moving on to the objectives late.
Hey, drink.
But these can scout, as you say, so you can kind of push them forward early in the game, grab those objectives, just get under the feet of enemy units. They will absolutely be used for things like trying to take.
He's on a drum.
So you can
That's adorable.
Other units up for an amazing round of shooting, or to charge them with bull centaurs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely.
That whip is definitely going to snap. There's no way that's surviving transit.
In the kind of Cruel Boys force, but these are armored and equipped by the Hellsmiths themselves, so they've got slightly better armor. Maybe than the ones that
none of that sort of eldritch power in the weapons, though. Not for these guys.
Oh no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon stuff.
So let's look at some of the extra sort of heroes that join the faction. This is the Demon Smith.
This is a very similar vibe to that that Votan model they showed us about 10 minutes ago.
You can see in this model there's some real.
He's just checking a book instead of a screen this time.
He's got that demonic power sort of coming out of his hand. He's got his tome, looks like it's sort of etched in. I don't know what
like
stone that is.
obsidian jade.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That, yeah.
With like vile runes. I think his lectern is animated. In a nutshell,
How good is that paint scheme though?
it's
Whoever painted
Oh, the Lectin has like a little foot and crawls around with them. That's neat.
They fill a particular function because they're the ones that enable all of the sort of the hellsmithing.
Yeah, they allow the kind of army to work.
Okay, so it's probably like a tech marine stuff then.
Thing, as well as being a wizard, which is obviously great.
Oh, it's a wizard.
Your war machines as well.
Yeah, yeah, tech marine.
Internal engines, or you've got any of your cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back into them, sort of thing.
Yeah. This kit has another option in it.
Of course it does. Wow, that's actually quite a different pose than the first guy.
Centaurs, who are the ones who guard the holy sites. This is the person doing the rituals inside the holy sites. And you can see that petrification has started to happen to his skin. The older a Hellsmith gets, the more they start to become like stone. Their skin cracks. If they're very powerful, if they have the right magics available,
Hold it at bay a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe. But doom is upon them. There's a couple of really interesting things. I like his staff. I'm just going to.
For some reason, my OBS is registering 0 viewers at the moment. Just dropped from 2 to 0. That's impressive.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that are really fun about this miniature. But if we go for hammer particularly, there's not a lot of hammers in the Hellsmiths of the Hashut, and one of the reasons is that hammers are actually seen as a slightly profane symbol to the Hellsmiths because they remind them of the other dwarven ancestor gods, which really like hammers. But this particular hammer is blessed in the blood of other Duardin priests. So he would have like found a rune stone or something, or one of the Caradron priests or something, and then slain them in a sacrifice and blessed the hammer in that.
Oh crap!
So that's why he's the one with the hammer when no other Hellsmiths.
So if you're a Fire Slayer player or a Caradron Overlord
they hate this guy.
Like pick on this guy the most, right?
The Caradrons and the Fire Slayers really do not get on with the Hellsmiths. Like there is a lot. They've got beef. Basically,
yeah, absolutely so.
You can confirm not 0 what? Sorry.
Another character we should talk about. This is
not 0 viewers. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that looks cool. I like that.
Back in that ancient time when the Hellsmiths needed to learn to survive, he learned the secrets of this demon smithing from Hashut.
But also high level on. How's it going?
Truly ancient. And
have you liked any of the stuff they've shown so far?
You can see how that manifests.
The models are all very cool.
On the back, like
I'm kind of holding out for the Kill Team one.
Rock starting.
I like this one a lot though.
Horns erupting from his skull. He's mounted on an enormous infernal. My brain's just gone blank. Infernal Taurus. Just centerpiece written all over him. Incredible spot within the lore. Wonderful.
Yeah, very, very cool miniature. It's a 2-for-1 kit as well, which is really cool. It also,
of course, there's a second variant. Buy this kit twice.
A bunch of options on this kit as well, which is amazing. So I can't wait to see what painters do with this kit particularly, because it is just asking for a beautiful color scheme. You can imagine this in like beautiful.
What if you could just magnetize the guy on top so you don't have to have two of them?
Rock or something else, but
cool. Yeah, no, the Votan stuff looks cool.
Never deciding to.
A small part of me was hoping they would do the train that they used to have, but I don't think that was realistically ever going to happen.
Stone or something like that.
And the only wood on the base is like
burnt to cinder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you can imagine him walking through a forest of just like that.
Yeah, should we take a look at some of the models in the flesh?
My mouth tracking is flickering a lot. I'm going to recalibrate it at some point. I'll do it after the stream.
It's looking good.
It's sort of going.
My personal favorite. You have.
Oh, he's got them on the table again.
You can see he's a very chunky looking Duard, and if I stick this infernal razor next to him, you get a sense of. Sorry, I'm just making your life harder with the camera there. Perfect. You can see like bigger in stature, more powerful.
Let me know if the volume levels are horrible or anything. Like, hopefully you can hear me over the stream, because I turned the stream down a bit.
Really quite sort of scrawny, just perfect for subverting to your will and getting.
They've had so many dwarves on this desk today.
The same size, more or less, as the hobgrets that currently exist in the Cruel Boys range, so you get an idea of the size. Much larger. We have the bull centaur there, so you can see that the power of Hashut kind of coursing through that guy. This is a fairly large cavalry miniature there. It's like on a scale with some of the kind of.
If any of you guys are in the stream chat, make sure you give the stream a like. It helps get more people in.
He's big to say the least, but not as big as.
Not that I mind that much. I'm happy to talk to whoever.
Even beefier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is a beefy boy.
Yeah, this is such a cool model. I think you can have a few of these in your army as well. There's a few different options for kind of heads and things. So I certainly expect to see a few of these making their way into the army.
Let's bring in at least one of the artillery.
Yeah, let's get one of those in. Right.
Show us the big one.
The main event. So if I squeeze some of these.
We'll run out of space.
No, show us the big wind, dude.
I don't think anybody will be complaining. There we go. So you can see the two.
I mean, those are cool.
Again, these have got like really lovely little dioramas on the back, so you've got multiple characters sort of with different roles across the artillery piece.
The little mounted guy looks like it's like an outrider size base. I would guess the guy on the right's like maybe dreadnought size, maybe slightly smaller.
Yeah, but let's bring in Uraktar, shall we?
Yeah, he's the big guy.
Maybe it's like more like a Cataphrone size base, and then the little turret cart thing. Hey, that's the big one.
It's a fairly big model.
Towers above even the Dominator engine.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Just exceptional.
Was that like an armature base?
Loads more pictures of this on warhammercommunity.com.
Wonder if they've ever been told off for having really sweaty hands and like touching these models. Like, did the heavy metal team ever get really annoyed?
Yeah, we did it.
Right.
That's
Before
very cool. Very cool.
Before I do, one more thing. I'm aware that lots of people in the chat might be keen to know about Warcry and whether or not Warcry is relevant here. The Warhammer Studio team are going to publish rules for using Hellsmiths of Hashut for Warcry when they release.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled on the Warhammer community website.
That's cool. At least they're supporting it by adding the new faction.
Models in Warcry in your games.
Yeah, so not only will there be a full new army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, they will also.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I could see a lot of people like running like a Vashtor or Iron Warriors army, using that as a CSM dreadnought.
So welcome to Spitewood.
It might be a bit too big, to be honest. The current Helldrake is quite small. Not Helldrake. Hellbrute is quite small.
Essentially, you're in the Spitewood. You have a Hellsmiths of Hashut warband fighting against the Kanothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
Yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between the Hellsmiths, who are all about, like, as we say, trampling nature underfoot, and the Sylvaneth, who are all about protecting nature, and the Kanothi are a particularly kind of warlike aspect of that.
Those models look cool. I've not tried Underworld. I need to have a go. I like a singular small box and have a go. I really like the look of the Tzeentch little dudes for this game. Oh, there's little Chaos Balls for it too. That's cool.
The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit. Bottom left-hand corner, you have
My issue with this is I always wonder what you can use these for in like AOS, if at all.
Spitewood has suffered a strategic reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting it, obviously, against the other warband.
Yeah, and you've got some great archetypes in the mix there as well. I particularly like the Hobgrot.
He deserves a call out, doesn't he?
He does, because if you've been playing Warhammer for a very long time, you may remember Hobgrot.
Oh, my squeaky chair.
Was a unit
I need to replace my chair.
cutters, I think it was, or throat slitters.
an homage.
They've got their rules reflect that sort of plunder, take what you want, decimate the landscape just for the joy of it sort of mentality. The other warband in this set is, he says, well, there we go, Kernos, Herald.
Those are cool. Those are quite dynamic for Centaur style poses. The legs look quite thin though. I'd be worried about them snapping, especially that one on the right with the 1 foot touching the floor.
They just want to protect their woods, and so while they're in their own area of the board, if you're an Underworlds player, you'll be familiar with the sort of mechanic. They're better, so they're better at defending their own objectives.
So it's quite an interesting warband then, because they're quite a fast warband, and usually you expect that to be quite aggressive, but your bonuses are for defensive play.
Yeah, so redeploying, fighting in different areas in your own area. And
I love these miniatures. I think we've seen Kanothi in Underworlds before, and this is a kind of expansion of that, but I think this is a phenomenally cool looking warband.
I looked at them too long, and I'm really disturbed by their gemstones glowing in their belly.
You don't like the glowing belly button?
Something about it, man.
I dig it.
Oh, I didn't even notice the glowy belly button. That's very strange.
Awesome stuff also for Warhammer Underworlds. What an awesome set of releases for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
And 10 years of Warhammer.
That's a really fair point. Yeah.
I was 10 years old.
Ago this month, we saw the arrival of the Mortal Realms, the birth of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And we're going to be sort of showing over the coming.
It wasn't met with the happiest response when it first came out, though. People have grown on it, I think. They've done a good job repairing its reputation.
Effectively reminded us that there is in fact 5 more things to talk about.
5 more things? Good lord, what's left?
There are 4 more boxes coming for Warhammer Underworlds. Each box contains 4 warbands. Each box also synergizes with a particular faction. So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow, and it contains 4 warbands from the Order faction.
I wish you could just buy them individually. I don't want 4 factions, really.
These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos warbands, and we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to. The Gits and Goliath, the Destruction warbands. Anybody who plays Warhammer Underworlds will know each Warhammer Underworlds warband is lovely, right? They're just characterful and they home into a different part of the Mortal Realm setting. And you get 4 in a box.
Feels very kill teamy, but like smaller
to play with them,
in terms of the models, designs.
Which is the Warbands of Spitewood. Contains all the cards and everything that you want. So whether you fancy playing with
Buy our new card set, guys. Please, buy more cards.
into Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or just having some different hobby experiences. There's 16 opportunities in 4 boxes.
Every one of those boxes is all killer, no filler. There are some beautiful miniatures in there, including the crab, the Ideneth crab is back.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think we actually are at the end of the Warhammer.
We are now at the end of the.
it would be a good time to check in on Question Corner and see if there are in fact any questions.
Yeah, there's loads. People are very, very excited to hear about the Hellsmiths joining Warcry. That'd be really cool.
Fantastic. We're really pleased because we want them to be able to play with them and enjoy them.
Yeah, and of course the range is stunning, so people are super pumped about
Yeah, that's cool.
So there's a bit of confusion about the Grand Alliance that they come from. So presumably they come from the Chaos Grand Alliance, and if so, how do they fit in with the rest of the Chaos?
Yeah, so I can take that one. So the Hellsmiths have a slightly interesting relationship with several factions in the Mortal Realms. They are definitely in the Chaos Grand Alliance. So despite what they themselves believe, they probably are corrupted by chaos at least a little bit.
You don't get to play with that much demon power.
No, I mean you have tusks growing out of your face and horns growing out, and
you're turning to stone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something's got a little bit demonic there. But they would consider themselves as kind of champions of order, but they are in the Chaos Grand Alliance. They also trade with the various forces of chaos, so perhaps chaos warlords and things would go to their ziggurats and be served with like weapons that they forged in exchange for bounty that is collected across the realms. They also have a kind of symbiotic relationship with the Hobgrots and have traded with like the Cruel Boys and things like that. But they are Chaos Grand Alliance.
Nice. So how does Hachette fit in with the Chaos Pantheon?
Really badly.
Yeah, it does not play well with others. It's a recurring theme, really.
So he is part of the pantheon of the Dwarven gods, right? But he feels ostracized. They understandably want to ostracize him. So the Hellsmiths kind of vilely resent the other Dwarven gods. It's a very fractious relationship, which is why there's such vitriol between them. Great question.
I look over to the YouTube chat and the first person I see is saying, nobody asked these questions. Where are you getting this from?
By moving to the timeline of the Horus Heresy.
Let's do it.
So there are a multitude of great releases coming.
Okay, Legions Imperialis, but just all tanks.
All tanks.
All tanks.
So if you're a
so many
treadhead,
tanks.
settle
so
in
many tanks.
and we'll take you on a tour.
It's a lot of tanks.
Several boxes of fantastic plastic kits that make some really interesting additions to your army.
Oh, sorry.
Scorpius set. It's 8 of those, 4 of each. And so if you want to just rain death on the enemy, blow them out of their cover, this really is a wonderful way to do it. Built on that famous Rhino chassis, as is the Vindicator Siege Tank Squadron. Essentially,
Oh, they're so small.
Stick on a Rhino. Oh, it appears to be a gun with a breech
What
big
if I
enough to
want?
stuff a
I
whole
want an
space
even
marine
bigger
in.
gun, though, Adam. I want a bigger gun.
You want to do a heavier siege?
I want a heavier
than that.
siege gun than that.
Well, I've got some very good news
Oh, that's
for
it.
you.
That's exactly.
Typhon Heavy Siege Tank Squadron is on the way.
What about a bigger gun?
It's even bigger and more dangerous than the Vindicator. And you get like a nice guy with a flamer just warming things up and making sure that everything goes.
Is he contributing? Like, by the time you've been shot by that
I like
siege gun, how much of a flamethrower do you really
I
need?
imagine he's just like baking off what's left. You know,
I know very little about Legions Imperialis. The displays they had at Warhammer World with them were very cool, though. They make figure very good dioramas.
Squadron that offends you, then you could do a lot worse than the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer Squadron. These are firing turbo lasers. That guy.
Would you like some tanks with your tanks?
It is a wonderful time to be driving tanks over the enemy.
Yeah, some debate in the office.
God, I don't envy the heavy metal team having to paint this many small tanks.
Or a heavy tank destroyer.
Yeah, exactly. We've had some debate.
Let us know in the chat which one you think it is.
Do you think it's a heavy tank for destroying or a tank for destroying heavy things? Answers.
Yes.
Possibly.
The heaviest of all of the tanks.
Oh my god, how much heavy do the tanks get?
Super heavy is the Mastodon Assault Transport. What if you want to just pack Space Marines into a tank, drive it across the battlefield, open your gates, and charge into an enemy stronghold, having leveled the walls with a melter array? Then this is the way for you to do so. It's even got its own anti-aircraft system on the top, and the pilot of that is offering you a crisp fist bump as well. I imagine he gets on great with the other guy.
It's sort of a 30,000 equivalent of a siege tower, isn't it?
I love it.
Kind of
the design on this, we've seen this at like standard Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, there's not really too much I can talk about over this, because, like,
small scale.
it's kind of just things we've already seen, but smaller.
Those kits.
The print quality being able to do that is always quite impressive, but
All of the rules for those.
I don't know.
All of the rules for all of the units in Legions Imperialis can be found in Liber Strategia. Essentially, a thing that combines all of the rules and puts them in one place. If you've got a copy of the core rulebook and you've got a copy of this, you are ready to rock and roll, along with a whole bunch of other rules content.
Buy our paper. Here's another book. Buy it.
Community, and we'll talk more about it closer to the launch. What if you really like the letters A through F and you want to mark objectives and or token effects? We're releasing a really just useful set.
I don't mind tokens. Tokens are nice to have. I wish they did more 40k tokens for various armies.
What effects are going on in the game, and then there's all the formation and data sheets you need for your Legions Imperialis games. The team responsible for this setting have really just done a cracking job of making sure that like the rules are accessible, you can get hold of them. It's really fun time. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, kind of compiled a lot of stuff together into a much more
absolutely.
convenient way of approaching.
I've got a good friend who's super into it, and he was asking me about like you know how he gets all of his rules together. And I just had to sit there quietly, knowing that this was around the corner.
Wouldn't that be great if they're all in one book?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's more stuff set within the Age of
Yeah, Guard need order tokens. So many people buy order dice.
the Saturnine preview, but we have the Mark II Assault Squad. I think we showed one before.
We
didn't
did, yeah. I absolutely love these.
Those are cool. I'm sure people will use these for Iron Warriors stuff. I mean, this Iron Warriors in the picture. What am I talking about?
And these guys have ramped
They look cool.
further. You've got some options in this kit. For
They are still kind of just Space Marines, though.
The coolest of them is the chain axe, which is an optional free
I don't hate Horus Heresy. I just wish they were a bit taller. They always look a tiny bit stumpy. But I guess that's part of the style. It's very nostalgia baity. It's not necessarily a bad thing for people that like it.
There are points for alternative. So if you buy these,
I do quite like the sort of ridged legs look, though. That's quite cool. It's a bit different because the sort of normal Space Marines are very flat with their leg designs.
you can swap the arms with the ones that are on the Mark VI Assault Marines, or you can just get them from the upgrade kit. But I think Compliance has never looked better than it does with a chain axe.
There's some different options in there as well. You've got a couple of heavy chain axes too, which is another upgrade you can put onto some of the models.
Oh, these upgrades proves they already exist? They're sort of just attaching to these, or?
Screen there as well. You can also equip them with combat shields. So loads of different things you can choose to mix them in with. I would imagine we're also going to see some of these converted with all the different Space Marine kits. One of the lovely things about the Horus Heresy is that so many of the kits are really interchangeable with each other, so you can take bits and heads and arms and weapons and stuff and really create.
Yeah, being interchangeable is not a bad thing.
That high gorget looks fantastic. They're just fantastic looking models. Well done them.
Speaking of high gorgets, Death Watch. No. We'll see when they get to the kill team section if it is true.
Available to order right now. In fact, all of Saturnine is available to order right now. There's a new General Tactical on the horizon. It's called the Forges of Saturn, and this is really all about Vulcan's gift to his brothers through the Saturnine project. And so it focuses very heavily on all of those suits of armor
That's neat.
in the Saturnine box.
Yeah, there's loads
It's like a lore book almost.
Particularly
Stupid chunky armor.
So there are different, basically, things that you can do to your Saturnine miniatures using other kits, mixing kits together to create new units. So this is a really great example. This is a Saturnine command squad, and what you've got here is a unit that's taken bits from the command squad sprues and also some spare bits from someone who's built a Saturnine Praetor with his axe. You get the hammer spare. You can now give it to characters in your Saturnine command squad and basically make them into a champion.
It's neat.
Other option that you can have.
Good that they future-proof those kits, I suppose, so you can mix and match stuff like that.
Saturnine Centurion. That's the Thousand Suns guy on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have like 2 tiers of Saturnine commander you can have in your army, and effectively unlocks the ability to have an entire
That reflective red looks really good, though.
styled army if you wanted to.
Yeah, one of the topics.
That's the 30k Thousand Sun scheme, isn't it?
Is the way the Legions embraced Saturnine armor.
Although I've not seen it with stripes before. That's interesting.
At least to some extent psychically sensitive. That really plays into the hands of the
Thousand
Thousand Suns.
Suns love it. It's their favourite.
But
Yeah, it's Thousand Suns, okay.
Thousand Suns that sort of get the rub in this, so there'll be lots to enjoy, and we'll tell you more about it as we get closer.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
Nice.
About how the different legions have sort of embraced it. So the Thousand Suns have sort of used it as intended to some extent and kind of put all of their psychic pilots inside them. The word bearers immediately crammed it full of demons just to see what would happen. But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognised the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place.
That makes a lot of sense.
Perfect. Right. We're still not quite done in this sort of area of the timeline.
Really?
I'm super excited to be able to announce today on behalf of the Black Library that there is a new mega series on the way. This is the Scouring. This is book
Time to start a new spreadsheet of books, boys.
Kicks off a multi-book, multi-author mega series set in the ashes of the Imperium. It's a perfect title. The Horus Heresy is ended. The Emperor is mortally wounded, enshrined upon the Golden Throne. The War Master is dead. The forces of the traitor legions are in full retreat. What happens next? So
That's interesting.
The series begins essentially at that premise, and here we have a very understandable confrontation between a battered and damaged Rogel Dawn and Rabute Gilliman, who has arrived pristine with reinforcements, and as you can see, they're at loggerheads already. Black Library are super excited for us to be announcing this today because
I wonder if it starts to see like
a lot of work and effort between
a bunch of more Xenos appearances as the Imperium sort of starts degrading a bit.
a multi-book series which we're going to see play out over several years. I'm really excited by this.
I think you were saying to me earlier on that there's kind of like 3 core themes, aren't there, that's being explored through this.
So in a nutshell, and without spoiling anything for those of you,
Yeah, we already know some of it though. Like we know how Gilliman gets like
there are 3
knocked into status, for example.
Number 1 is what happens with
Like how does that fit into what we already know? Is that information part of books already, or what?
Their brothers have. They've ruined the work of the Great Crusade. The Imperium is in tatters. What is the place for the Space Marine legions in the wake of this catastrophe? For the traitor legions, the second of these sort of perspectives, the War Master is dead. Their whole purpose for doing this has now failed. The Chaos Gods withdraw some of their power. So suddenly,
If you guys in chat haven't, I said this earlier, please remember to like the stream, drop a subscription if you'd like, just to follow more stuff. It always helps the channel, so I really appreciate it if any of you do.
what if humanity, right? They've just watched these demigods.
Hopefully we're going to get onto the stuff I was talking about in my earlier video soon though. I'm waiting for the kill team section. I don't play much kill team, they make really good models.
Rally, and how does it perceive the place of the Space Marine legions that remain?
Absolutely. And I think worth saying as well, this is absolutely, you can treat this as a self-contained series.
Oh yeah.
If you have read all of the Horus Heresy from Horus Rising all the way through the full novel series and then gone through the Siege of Terror, first of all, very well done. There's a lot of books to read. Some great
There's a lot of books.
If you are new to the Horus Heresy and kind of the setting and the era, you can absolutely just jump in with Ashes of the Imperium and treat the Scouring as a series in its own right.
Yeah, I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Chris Ray as well, who is the author chosen for this first book. He is a true gangster of words. He's written some of the really
Gangster of words. That's some colourful description.
Ahead of trying this, I could not recommend enough of Valdor: Birth of the Imperium. It sort of sits outside the rest of the sort of Horus Heresy experience a little bit, and it's like top tier Black Library fiction, and might be a fun way to sort of whet your appetite for more Chris Rate. As we approach the release of this, we're going to have a full-length interview with Chris talking about Ashes of the Imperium and all of the care and consideration that's gone into it and the narrative that unfolds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think
that was awesome. I really am super excited for it. We're not done yet.
We're not even close.
Yeah, it was a bit of a backhanded compliment, wasn't it?
Of the Dark Millennium, and we do now with 5 new Space Marine heroes for 5 of the first founding chapters.
Right, this is Vulcan Heston.
Oh, interesting.
Returning that has previously been in
interesting.
Now in plastic. Vulcan Heston is a famed hero of the Salamanders chapter, and his particular mission.
Okay, so they're going to be updating a bunch of the Codex compliant characters. He looks very round, this guy here. Maybe it's the paint scheme.
He is carrying a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan that crackles with magma fire and is able to slice through enemy warriors. He's also walking through flames, just in case you weren't sure he was as cool as he can be. He's just walking through the fire there as well. He is probably the most.
The YouTube chat seems to like this one. Who else have we missing? What, like Pedro Cantor or something? There's one. Wait, no, it's not the Ultramarine, is it? There's at least 2 or 3 others.
Yeah. Next up, we have a very
there you go.
and well-known hero returning in a new incarnation. Darnath Lysander, first captain of the first company, I probably should say, of the Imperial.
That's some very firstborn looking armor.
He's been remade in the sort of.
Yes, Cato Sicarius could be one of them, I suppose, for Ultramarines. Yeah.
The same scale as the one in the recent 140,000.
And he is a substantial man in that armor. He has an enormous storm shield. He's carrying that incredible looking thunder
Might be the
hammer.
best shield in Warhammer. It's up there, isn't
I
it?
love that people like yelling Vulcan lives in response to the Salamanders. One of the first comment I see to this one is boring. Oh, poor Imperial Plus players.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking the.
If you don't want to paint a face, and sometimes you just want to get on the battlefield nice and fast.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yellow, I don't know, I might find it easy to paint the flesh, to be honest. He is not.
Yellow is not the easiest to paint, though.
So next up, we have Kanok Var, a new character for the Iron Hands chapter.
Ooh, a new character.
The captain of the Averni clan.
Yeah.
That's cool. Iron Hands don't get much representation, so that's quite nice, actually.
Terminator in the same scale as the recent new Terminator kits. Some really lovely little features on here, really leaning into the kind of Iron Hands lore. You've got lots
It's a cool helmet.
nods towards his technological know-how and their kind of alliance.
I wonder what it'll do, because we kind of already have a. Is it Iron Master Pharaohs or something? This is interesting.
He's projecting a Fortress of Redemption.
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege.
And I think my
So that's what, number 3? So we've got 2 more.
Power Maul, which is shaped after a Tetsubo, not a weapon I'm used to seeing, and it just really works on this guy. Sort of straightforward, practical, extremely brutal. Next up, and I think for many people this will be the sort of
this one's cool, guys.
The model which fires your imagination. The Raven Guard.
Oh,
absolutely love this guy. So
that's very cool.
You might be saying, Eddie, they already have a chapter master.
God damn.
Shrike has led the Raven Guard for some years, but has decided that actually his place is better in the shadows as the captain of stealth assaults, and he has left Etheon Shan to lead the Raven Guard as their
interesting
head of their commander, and the miniature is absolutely phenomenal.
That's a very cool mini.
Released, I think only this last weekend, and this continues the tradition of having just an absolutely phenomenally cool looking Chapter Master miniature.
Yeah, he's redolent in
Oh, apparently my YouTube's buffering. Oh boy, hopefully the stream doesn't tank because of it. Sorry.
sort of tassels that sort of dangle from him with the sort of.
It's a very cool rock.
He's got feathers and fetishes.
Look at those
and
claws.
He's got 3 head options. Aethon Shan is a really just tremendous centerpiece piece model, and I think the Raven Guard fans out there are going to be.
Now this is also going to make a very sick Watchmaster if you just replace one of his arms for this spear. Oh.
The first captain of the White Scars chapter, so he leads its first.
This is also very cool. White Scars not having a bike character was nonsense.
It's got a Gatling cannon mounted into the front.
New Night Lord Captain, yeah, no, that's a good kit bash idea too.
White Scars hero huntsman archetype.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. There's all sorts of beautiful.
These were really good. I'm actually like, I don't play any of these armies, but I'm very happy with all of these. Well, this has been a good stream.
Have a look at it, but there's some beautiful detail on the back. He's got kind of Chigorian shields and sheaths and decapitated enemy heads. And
that spear is 100%. I keep saying this is stream. There's always things sticking out that I'm like, that's gonna snap. That spear, someone's gonna drop it, and it's gonna snap. Use Coursera cards as kit bash codes, yes. Yeah, no, that does work.
So not anymore. Really beautiful. How do I get my hands on these? You say there's some questions to answer there. There's a series of combat patrols coming.
Oh, there's a combat patrol for each. Wow.
Sabodin Khan is in the White Scars combat patrol. You see it here. It's 3 Outrider bikes, an Intercessor Assault Squad, a transport, and Sabodin Khan.
Yeah, that's a White Scars box. I couldn't expect much more there.
Release of this combat patrol. He's the only one of these new heroes that comes inside a combat.
Is there a new upgrade sprue, or are they just no upgrade sprue in these boxes?
Available separately, but here are the combat patrols that come out with them. So you have an Imperial Fist combat patrol, just full of heavily armored Imperial Fist troops. You've got Terminators, group, and it just looks wonderful.
Am I missing something, or is the Terminator character not in that one?
Heavy intercessors, heavy weapons.
You should have watched 2 turrets in it. Why is that so funny? Oh my days.
Yeah, fast. That's good. I like that. That was strong.
The Raven Guard one's alright. That's fine.
Much faster. Imagine Aethon Shan leading those. It'll be tremendous. But what if you just want?
Oh yeah, no Pedro Cantor actually. Someone pointed out in chat.
Something that makes you hotter.
Either a melter gun or a flamethrower in some way, shape, or form.
I think there's some assault intercessors who maybe ruin my attempt at connecting it. But do you know what? That is a lot of flamer and or melter, and I think you can.
So what's that?
Some new transfers.
3 Eradicators, 5 Intercessors, 10 Flamers. God, that's a lot of dudes.
I'm really excited by transfer sheets. I can't do freehand to save my life, but I can stick a decal on with the best of them. Each of these will come with its own transfer sheet.
Oh, that's cool. So they get unique transfers at least.
Heraldry and everything. There's loads of cool extras on those. Case in point, the Imperial Fist one has some decals that do Crimson Fists. So if you were
yeah, that makes sense.
Successors, then you can fill your boots. We'll show you those ahead of time so you can sort of plan your purchases and your painting experiences as we get closer to these.
Yeah,
have a look at the models.
Yeah, I've got some of the miniatures right here. We've got some kind of classic stuff so you can see the scale of them.
I think the Raven Guard and the White Scars one are by far the coolest here.
Over here with the Raven Guard side, I brought along a Assault Intercessor Sergeant. It's not a small model by any stretch of the imagination, but you sort of get a sense of how big the new Chapter Master of the Raven Guard is there. He's on a big base. He's going to be quite an intimidating character. Certainly going to be.
I'm sure Paul's going to be happy. That Raven Guard guy looks a lot harder to knock over.
Not far off the height of a redemptive.
Yeah, why are they not showing us the model here for the Iron Hands one? They've just shown us 5 models and they've only put 3 of them on the table. I did like the Iron Hands model. It's not a bad model.
And then Sabodin Khan next to an Outrider. First of all, check out the sort of similarities between the stylings, the sort of the shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of the things that you see on the Outrider. But if you spin it around, check out
there are
details
so
on
many.
The back.
Oh, there's a shield strap to the back. That's cool.
Shield. There's some sheaths. There's some extra weapons. There's like as well as having loads of lovely detail. There's also loads of space if you want to do some like Chigorian freehand or something.
It's interesting they made it a hover bike when like all the Outriders aren't. I assume this guy will lead Outriders would be my guess, but
exciting to see what people do with it. There we are, Space Marine.
Surely that's all the Space.
Yeah, surely that's all the Space Marines.
So you say that, but there's a little bit.
Show us the Death Watch.
On the way. This one's really exciting for me.
Show us the Death Watch.
I got to help a little bit on the team that have brought this to life. I am over the moon to present the first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. This is the.
Okay, that is kind of cool. It's a gimmick, but.
If you've not heard of Joy Toy,
Oh, it's made by Joy Toy. Of course it is.
Joy Toy.
They like making big things, don't they?
Figures under license from Games Workshop. They do Warhammer 40,000 ones, and they do Warhammer Age of Sigmar ones, and they do Warhammer the Horus Heresy ones, and now they have made this incredible helmet. It's just really something, and I can talk about some of its features. Inside, it's got an adjustable sort of headband, so you can.
The headband doesn't look very comfy. It looks very plastic.
Unless you've got the tiniest of heads, like a small child or a grot, you should be able to.
Yeah, that's not going to be cheap though, is it? Look how big it is.
Like potato head imaginable.
I think I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, which is just put it on.
Yeah, I will. But before I do, so this is the prototype that we've been sort of working with them on. And before I do, I'm going to flip a switch because we're under very bright.
Oh, does it have lights?
Inside, can you see the illuminated? A little bit. There's some really great pictures that you'll be able to see later. But I feel like a Space Marine already.
I feel like I'm standing next to a Space Marine. It's incredible.
I mean,
It looks so wrong, like on a human body. Like.
The lenses inside illuminate. You can buy it with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark 10.
You can buy it with the stand. That means you have to pay extra for the stand, boys. It's the Apple Mac stand all over again.
It's your choice whether you want to.
How much do you reckon the stand is, guys?
I've had this
40, 50?
it looks really cool.
How much would you pay for that?
When can you get your hands on it, I guess is the question.
When can I get my hands on it?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So you'll be able to go to warhammermerch.com and
That's going to sit out immediately.
yeah,
The chat just says sold out. 50, yeah.
In real world, very, very exciting. We're still not done with Warhammer 40,000. We need to go to Kill Team to the Kill Team.
The Kill Team. That sounds like Deathwatch. Necrons? Okay. Maybe no Harlequins then. What was the clown mask about then? Okay. Okay, show us the models now.
So, an amazing.
It looked good from a distance.
New expansion, 2 brand new kill teams. A new
I'll just be happy with the upsized Deathwatch swords, because the swords were the things that looked so stumpy before.
Kill Team Tomb World, and you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just burst.
Oh, you get to rain with it. Ooh.
Might be the
Oh,
best
God.
team box we've released. It's
bold
way up there.
claim, and I
isn't it?
struggle
It's
to
up there.
argue.
It's up there. There's some beautiful stuff in here.
Yeah, Primaris Vets is kind of what we were expecting.
You've got
But as long as they keep the flavour the old ones had, I have no issues with this.
a little bit like the Into the Dark scenery we saw
Yeah, absolutely.
a little while back, and certainly allows you to play games in that same sort of style. Doesn't replace it necessarily, but allows.
What if you could use this terrain for boarding actions as well? It looks quite boarding actionsy.
Undead Necron crypts as the warriors wake from their eons long slumber. But the kill teams themselves are probably where the real excitement is. So if we start.
Come on, zoom in on the moles.
Deathwatch kill team. This is the return of the original kill team. The
Oh.
name itself comes from the concept of Deathwatch, and
That updated frag cannon looks so much better.
amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these guys in the box. You can build them in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any?
Some of Phobos, interesting.
About the big firepower, right? So, sort of bottom right, you have a flesh terrier holding a frag cannon.
Mhm.
That's the best way to greet the Xenos, right? Yeah, you can't really go wrong. I called him out as a flesh terrier because I happen to know he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices
Yeah,
available.
some quite obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, so that guy in the bottom right is like a heavy
But
intercessor, and one's Phobos. Does that mean
top center, that's
you have to take?
which is one of the few successors to the Space Force chapter. You've got an Ultramarine on the right hand side. The crossed swords on the one bottom left, I think, is probably making him a guardian of the Covenant.
I think you might
But,
be right.
and as a Dark Angels collector, that's quite exciting.
This is interesting. This means you might have to take a heavy intercessor and a Phobos guy in each squad per 5-man.
That you can see here. So if you see any that are a chapter that you're interested in,
I'm also not seeing any Black Shield blades. It looks like whoever the Gravis dude is takes the big gun, which I guess makes sense.
They really are the personification of pick the right weapon for the job when you start your game.
And when you play Kill Team, the way that this
It's interesting they've kept the weird like
roster of different warriors, and then you can
shoulder pad with the little sort of semicircular bit missing, unlike the upgrade sprue.
And then you choose before each game. Your Kill Team in game will be 5 of those warriors. You can pick any 5 you want.
Oh, so in Kill Team you get 10 more. So you get 10 balls in the box, but you pick 5 when you play Kill Team out of the 10.
It's great.
So like the Agent's Assassin thing.
Phobos and Tacticus as well. So that's a Gravis, effectively a heavy intercessor archetype, but he's even more upgunned than you might expect a normal heavy intercessor to be, which have already got quite big guns. In game terms, the Death Watch have got all sorts of specialist Xenos killing kit, but one of their things is effectively in each turning point you can choose one of them to use a special piece of ammunition, and you can basically pick a special rule for
Yeah, so they get the ammunition types they have in 40k. That makes sense.
extra AP or something like
This is probably going to drastically change the way the 40k data sheet's formatted if there's like a Phobos body and a heavy intercessor body, though, because it means you'll be locked to certain gun types. So you won't be able to take all shields now, probably, because I doubt the heavy intercessor guy would be allowed to take a shield. Oh, that big Necron does look sick, though.
These are the Necron guardians of this tomb complex. Essentially, their job has been to oversee the reanimation protocols of all of the Necrons that you see in these alcoves. We'll show you some more of the terrain in a bit. And so these are the...
I've already had a message from one of my friends asking if we can split this box 2 or 3 times. Oh, my days.
Kill Team of Death Watch burst into their crypt and decided to start wrecking up the place. So
It looks like they've kept a bit of the old body armor. Like, they've sort of taken bits and pieces of it. Like, some of them seem to have the high chin bar, but a lot of them look like they're Primaris now.
Cryptek, that's the body you can see there. She is the leader of the warband, and she definitely kind of is the core of the force, right? So
And she's big and powerful,
she's
right?
big and powerful, yeah.
I'm not unsatisfied with it. I'm just very curious to see what the 40k data sheet is going to look like.
Kind of be at the center to kind of coordinate the efforts. You've got a few different other models in the mix there as well.
You're going to have to find a Necron player. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that are buying the Necron half of it, because Necrons are a popular faction.
On the left-hand side with the guns on the top is the tomb crawler. Then sort of the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right-hand side. Then the smaller things.
This was a good reveal stream. Like, I'm not too unhappy with anything they've shown off it, and they've shown quite a bit of stuff. There was no Kotias in there.
The crawlers have got some particularly...
Very curious what those little guys are going to do. They look interesting.
The guns on
They really felt the need to reuse that Scarab model on the bottom left, though, didn't they?
One of the... You've got your kind of central character, which does all the kind of utility stuff. Then you've got 2 really good solid gun platforms, and then you've got the rest of the force, which whizzes around and does the objective taking stuff. So
Why is there just one Necron at the bottom, though? What's he doing?
also worth pointing out that the box has a bunch of Necron warriors.
Bro is the 8th wheel.
Warriors, you might ask, they're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is rules for playing basically co-op missions where you both play Death Watch and you're up against hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors. As they...
Okay, so a horde mode for playing as Death Watch versus Necrons. That's cool.
Do this as a Death Watch kill team, sort of stalking around the Necron, awakening Necron tomb complex is almost too appealing to say no to.
And just a great other way of playing the game.
I'm going to totally jump on it. Have a look around this board, and you can see in some of those alcoves there are those reanimating Necrons and stuff.
And there's like weird portals and glyphs and all sorts of stuff.
Replete with cool imagery.
It looks like cool terrain.
They've been asleep for so long that, you know,
Doesn't look too bad to paint either. There's a lot of black with just edge highlights, but
yeah, this is
I'll have to get my hands on it to see.
Warhammer adventures in a tomb complex. I love it.
And of course, both of these kill teams will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
there'll be a way to use your Death Watch in that game as well, and your new Necrons. And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier that comes with this, which has all the rules you need to play these in your games of Kill Team.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them in the flesh. Oh, it comes in a box. There you go. Let's have a look at some of these in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the scale. So my favourite with the frag cannon, but when you put the Geomancer...
Yeah, I like that the Death Watch weapons have sort of been upscaled. Like, the hammer looks a lot more proportional than it did before. Before it was quite blocky. Same with the frag cannon. Like, it just looks the right size now. It doesn't look so disproportionate.
So you get a nice mix of scale from, obviously...
Those Necrons do look very spindly, though.
The reanimators on the sides. Loads of stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team. I think the Death Watch are very popular with lots of fans. And they're so iconic within the concept of Kill Team.
Yeah, I think wouldn't be an exaggeration.
Agents might finally have a T6 model. Oh, that's so mean, dude. Why would you say that? Yeah, what would the toughness of the 40k data sheet be, though? That's very interesting.
But we've shown you all of our Warhammer previews. We should go to question corner. That was good prompt. Well done. Simon, there's probably a question or three, right?
There's quite a few, yeah. Do you want some rapid fire ones to get you going?
Let's hit us. Let's see what we can do.
We're within 12.
Okay, let's go. So start off with Old World. Are the new Tomb King minis resin or plastic?
They are plastic.
Multi-part plastic kits.
Cool, short one.
Let's go with the Kill Team Tomb World. Is the new Necron terrain similar in dimensions to the Gallowdark terrain?
It is similar. Yeah. I don't think it's exactly the same.
Yeah, Gallowdark would be a good reference point.
So we've got Warhammer Underworlds. Will the new warbands or any of the re-released Grand Alliance warbands be receiving rules to use them in Warhammer Age of Sigmar?
I believe you can use all of them in Age of Sigmar, can't you? I don't want to... certainly... I'm not going to commit. There you go. Show my face as a face of non-committal.
One thing that is worth saying is that quite a lot of the new battle tomes have a place for the Warhammer Underworlds warbands as generic archetypes of that thing. So the Gloomspite kits, for example, you've got a place for the wolf.
I think that's a more comprehensive answer.
That's
Eddie,
probably the place that you'll find them going forwards.
Yeah, I'm very curious how the toughness value is going to work on that Death Watch Kill Team box. Because usually...
The Adepts Astartes ones we've just seen. Does Subadin Khan have a helmeted option?
He does have a helmeted option.
That's good.
So I think any adherence to health and safety would be an absolute abomination when you're riding free in the wind.
You might be riding in...
No, I think all of them should come with helmeted options. If they don't, that's a massive miss, because it's nice to have the option.
So where can we expect to see the lore and rules for the shiny new characters?
That is a great question. The rules will be available online.
So some of the rules, if the character is being re-released, already exist.
Yeah, that's true. So Darneth, Lysander,
Vulcan and Lysander are already there. The other rules will be available online.
And I'm really glad you asked about the lore, because I know a thing. Phil Kelly from the Warhammer 40,000 lore team came and had a chat with me, and they've written full background for each of these characters and narrative stories, which we'll be hosting on Warhammer Community in the week leading up to their release when that happens.
That's a nice flavour touch.
I don't know anything about Aethon Shan, and I want to learn his story. So yes, there we go.
Awesome. So we've got two more quick ones if we can. So the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Are some of the Wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be revisited?
So that's a good question. So we do know that there will be more things released in plastic across the course of this edition. With some of those plastic kits, you may see Wargear options returning that have previously been available. You might also see some Wargear options that have never existed before added to those units. So hopefully that answers some of the question.
Yeah, Grant. One last one was on the Scouring. How many books can we expect to see in the series?
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I don't want to...
I've just realised anyone that has the old Death Watch veteran kill team won't be able to use it unless they've rebased the heavy weapon guy, because the Gravis guy is going to have a bigger base. Oh no. Oh, that's such a dick move, Games Workshop. I mean, I like the new model, but oh, that's rough for someone that owns the old ones.
And so you're going to be following it for some years to come.
Grant, yeah. Well, there's bazillions more questions that I couldn't possibly get to. They're scrolling past so quick. It's all I could do to find the ones I got. But yeah,
that's great.
Hey, Dino. Thanks for hopping in.
In the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending 90 minutes of brilliant Warhammer fun with us.
Oh my god, it has been 90 minutes.
awesome.
Hi, hypothetical person.
General housekeeping with it. If you've missed anything in this and you want to know more, go to Warhammer Community.
Hey, the old ones look cool,
The articles that are there on the website.
but I'm not going to complain that they got updated. They did kind of need it.
Remember to tell you, and you can watch the videos back as well. If you are looking for more Warhammer excitement right now in your life, we're going to throw back to Tacoma, where there's Warhammer 40,000 tournament taking place, I believe, right now is what we're going back to. So you can hang around here, especially on the Twitch channel. I believe that is true. What else is there to say? The helmet. Go and find it on warhammermerch.com. I think we're done.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you, Simon, for asking questions. Thanks to the crew here who've made it all work. Eddie, it's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
We can't wait to see you again next time. Take care.
Hey, cool stream. No, that was good. I'm glad people started hopping into this stream gradually as we went through. So I will probably cut this off in a second, guys. But what do you guys think? Good stream? Good reveal stream? I think they showed us a lot of stuff there, actually. I'm actually quite impressed with how much stuff they gave us. Usually it's not that much. I was wondering if they were going to do an Arcs of Omen style thing again, but it seems they're just dropping a bunch of characters, so I'm wondering if we are going to get that closer to the end of 10th. The Votan stuff was very good. So for all you guys in the chat, thanks for joining in. It's nice to have people hop in. This is the first time I've tried to stream on the channel, so hopefully the stream quality didn't dip too much or anything like that. Oh, they stopped the stream, so it was buffering. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. With the nice backdrop. Yeah, no, if they update the agent's data sheet, it might be a buff. That'd be interesting to see. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end off the stream here. Thanks for joining me. It's been nice to chat to some of you. If any of you aren't subscribed to the channel, please drop a subscribe, like the video, drop comments, whatever you fancy. But yeah, so thanks for joining me. And hopefully I'll be putting out another video sometime next week, because I think I'm going to a tournament this weekend. But thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys later.